Hello, everyone. This is your host, M. Renee Washington, and welcome to Matters of the Heart. I am joined here today with a special guest, Mr. J. Diamond Washington. How are you today?
I'm just fine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, So, today we are discussing, I think, a very important matter of my heart. As I look and I listen to the news and look at everything that's going on around us today, some things seem to be of great concern to me.
Okay.
And so let's start with something that I just happened to run across that really caught me off guard. So there's something now called gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral?
Yeah.
I know what gender is, but where does the neutral come from?
So gender neutral is the new thing now where parents are deciding to raise their kids not as a boy or a girl, even though they know what the sex of that child is. They want to leave that up to them once they get older to make a decision as to what they want to be.
Beg pardon? Say that again? Wait, they're going to let the child make the decision?
Yes. So, would it be wrong to ask the question, okay, are these parents themselves
insane? No.
I don't know. Well, I would call it insane, but, are they of the LGBT community? Why would you put that type of pressure on a child?
LGBT SOS. Stuck on stupid.
All the letters. But why would you put that type of pressure on a child when the child, being at that age, all they know is they're here? And so, and reading some of the comments on the article, like they said, it doesn't matter what you try to do. You are what you are. You were born male. You were born female. It's just how you decide to live your life after that, And I get that, but just like they say, so if someone comes and says, okay, at school, all the boys line up on one side, all the girls line up on one side, where does that leave that child?
Where does it stand? It stands in the middle.
You can't split me in half, And so I go back to something that happened a couple of years ago when all of the LGBT thing came into play big time, where, one of the teachers was fired because she refused to address the child by what the parents wanted that child to be. This child was either a male or female, and they wanted it to be addressed as the opposite sex.
So the parents are now choosing whether or not the child is a girl or boy, no matter what the child is.
Exactly.
So it's a parent choice. It's not a child choice.
Yes. At the age of 5 and 6, I believe a child is not worried about whether I'm a girl or a boy. The child is more into developing and playing with other kids and doing things like that. So
being a child.
Again, why would you subject your child to this? And now they're even coming to the place where they're opening schools starting at the grade of kindergarten for gay kids. And it's like, at that age?
Well, I think that it's a form of spiritual genocide. That's what I look at. It's just spiritual genocide. It's killing it at the core. It's killing what was designed from the beginning. We say God made man and male and female, man and woman, male and female. So how do you take and turn a male into a female and a female into a male, and they don't really have the tools to be such? Because a male can't have a baby and a female can't make a baby. So how do you get that? So now you have people who are siding with, I say, the side of the devil, to try to decreate what has already been created. That's like trying to make an apple tree bring bananas.
Right.
And that's basically what you're doing. You're experimenting. People are experimenting with what has already been put in place. This has been put in place from the start, from the beginning, and now you have people who say, well, we need to do something different. I think people in life have gotten bored.
I was just getting ready to say that. Have we gotten so bored that now we have to start messing with the children? I mean, the children are our future. And what I'm seeing now with the adults in this generation, how they are, I would say, jacked up. They're a little messed up in the head with their ways of thinking and some of the things that they're implementing. If we keep bombarding our kids with this, our future doesn't look very bright.
Well, what you've got people who are preparing themselves to, I would say, comply with the future. In fact, they think they're complying with the future, but they're making the future become what it shouldn't be. They're making it into reality before it even comes. And people just need to stop and say, no, this isn't the way it is. But you've got people saying, well, the government is going to say this. And the government does not run things. People run things. People allow the government to do things, and the government goes on and do it. And most of the time, the government is doing things because the people are saying, well, we want it this way. You got just a few people in this corner saying, well, we want it this way. We want it this way. And then the government say, well, we don't want to cause no ruckus with the people. So let the people, because maybe the mass of people want it this way. And those people are just the ones that's saying it. No, it's just that little corner. So you've got these few people that all of a sudden they control what goes on in the world.
Yeah. So even though the masses are against what's going on, you have that corner of people that are making the most noise. So why aren't the masses saying anything? I guess that would be my main question about it.
Because the masses have gotten to the point where they feel to believe that, it's just a fad. They look at everything as just a fad. It's just a phase. And before long, nobody's saying anything. And now this thing is forefront. Mm-hmm. The LBGT thing. I mean, that was just a little phase, a fad. You had some people that was in the closet undercover. Now look at the world.
It's wide open.
Half of the world is LGBT. Everybody wants to sleep with everybody. And it's a sad thing when we look at, and like you said, it's a sad commentary.
Yes.
When you look at the fact that men don't want to stand up and be men. Women don't want to stand up and be women, but women want to stand up and be men, and men want to stand up and be women. Well, first of all, there's a price to pay to be a woman. Mm-hmm. So if you're a man, you got to pay this price that the woman is paying. You can never pay this price.
Exactly.
And there's a price to pay to be a man, and you're a woman, you can never pay this price. So why is it that you're trying to switch sides and switch genders and be something that you're not? To me, it's just pathetic. It's pitiful. It's sad that we have people who want to be something that they're not, and they can't be what they are. Mm-hmm. You can't even be a man. So how you think you're gonna fit into the shoes of a woman? You can't even be a man.
Wow.
Wow. Or you can't be a woman. So how you gonna fit into the shoes of a man? You can't even the role that you have. You can't play it.
Exactly.
But you want to switch and play another role. What happened to the role you didn't even play that one out yet.
Didn't even try.
You didn't even try. You just all of a sudden, I'm a man. Oh, I'm a woman. But then you want to be recognized. You want to be praised for being who you are, keeping it real. See, right there. Uh-oh. Keeping it real.
Oops.
You are not keeping it real if you are not really who you are. Mm-hmm. You're not keeping it real at all. You're living in fantasy land. And God forbid, when time does come and judgment day comes, mm-hmm. You got men, women, and all the it standing in the middle.
Oh my. Oh Lord. You got the it.
You got the it standing in the middle.
Wow.
It 1, it 2, it 3, it 4,000. Step on up. So my thing is, if there's heaven and hell for men and women, what is there for it? Where does it go?
Oh, you going to?
You've got to give them a place to go, because if men and women go into heaven or hell, it must have a special. There must be a special place for it. I mean, we've got to look at it now. They don't believe, and I feel to believe that they say they believe in God, but they really don't believe in God. They're believing in a fixated God that they're putting together for themselves that is inclusive of all their sins.
Okay, so that I guess that's where the gospel of inclusion comes in.
Yeah.
Everybody and everything is included
in this thing. So that isn't the God of the world. That's the God of man.
You're right.
That's the little g, God. So I think that they're living for the moment. They're not living for past the moment. They're living for the moment, and whatever happens when you die, don't even focus on that. Let's live for the moment. Well, your moment might be tick and tock. You might be ticking next minute. You talked out the next minute. You out the game. So where do you go? We have to focus on, I would say, the eternal light, the eternal side of it. If we want to look at it like that. But when you got people who are, and I think I was reading something, and it said that everything now is fake. Everything is fake. The money is fake, because money used to be backed by gold. Here's what they said. They said that money becomes something that is tangible, that is solid. Its value stays the same, and it's something that you see and you can use. So said water could be it's something that you can handle. So water could be money because it stays the same, but you can't handle it because people ain't walking around with buckets of water in their hand. But said that gold is something that you can use because it stays the same and you can handle it. All right. Paper money, it doesn't stay the same because here's what they said, that it cost them 9 to 10 cents to make $1. So they're making 90 cents off of every dollar. No, take that back. They said it costs a penny to make $1, a penny to make each dollar. So they're making 99 cents off of each dollar that they're making. Okay? So it really has no value to it. It's fake. It said the food now, it said the syrup, maple syrup, people don't know it comes from a tree.
Right.
But the syrup that they're making out of the water and all of the chemicals, it's not real. So you don't really know what you're getting. Now everything is fake. You walk up on a woman, you think she's a woman. You have to go through some deep examination because now she done got everything cut off and sliced and diced. You don't know what you're getting.
You're right. Most of our food now, they're making fake food.
Yeah, they're making fake food. They're genetically making it inside of the plants.
Yeah.
So, in a minute, they're going to find out how to genetically make a woman, genetically make a man.
Wow.
Then it's over. Because these things will take over.
Yeah.
As they're taking over now, just inside of the people who are living, the living people. They're taking over inside of them, and then they're going to make them, here it is, the word is conform. They're going to make them conform to the ways of the world.
Right. So the hidden agenda is being laid out right before our very eyes, and our eyes are wide shut.
Wait, why?
They're wide shut.
Yeah.
We're not seeing what's being done right before our very eyes. We see what's happening, but we're not seeing what's happening.
Well, we're not seeing, and if we are seeing, we're afraid to say.
So then I would have to pose this question. When will the masses stand up and say something? When will the masses fight against this agenda that is being, I guess you would say, forced on us? You know, we are being made, even at the time when the law was passed that, everyone has equal rights, the lesbian, the gays, whatever. If you refuse to marry a person, then you were subject to losing your license or having your church shut down because you refused to partake in that.
Well, there goes the faith-based initiative. Now you're controlled by the government. You're not controlled by God, because if a restaurant says that we have the right to serve who we want to, so the restaurant of God says we have the right to serve who we want to.
Well, maybe we should allow the churches to put that in their bylaws.
It should be in their bylaw.
We have the right to deny.
But you got to understand that if it's a faith-based initiative, if it's controlled by the government, then you have no say-so, or you lose your funding. Now it's a money thing. Now it comes back to the money. So we've got all type of problems. But one of the things that I see, because all through the years, people have not spoken up about things, and they've come to play. They just don't say anything. They be silent. They're silent about it, and then it comes about, and then all of a sudden, okay, well, we deal with it. But this thing here is something that is going to be hard to deal with, because now little Johnny is little Jane, and little Jane is little Johnny.
Well, we don't know what they are.
Yeah, well, little Johnny is little Johnny, little Jane. And little Jane is little Jane, little Johnny. And it's a little jacked up.
Yeah.
Because here's what I'm looking at is now you have a gender shop. This month, I'm a man. Next month, I decide I won't be a woman. And then I'll go back. Now I got my man and my woman outfit. I could be what I want to be. I could just switch as I go along. Now you got hidden identity.
Well, that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, you've got a hidden identity because that's what it is.
Okay, so going back to little it, how do you dress it?
You dress it in anything that you can find in the closet. It might have on pants. It might have on dress. Just it wears whatever it wants to.
Or do you just dress it in all unisex clothes? I mean, because...
Well, that's what unisex is. Unisex is a dress pants dress situation. It's just one size fit all.
Yeah,
it could be a tunica.
But they would never put... Well, I won't say never, but I just can't imagine them putting... If you want to say that you're neutral, then I can't imagine you putting a dress or a skirt.
Well, that would deplete the purpose of being able to be neutral, because you put a dress or skirt on it, or you put pants on it, but it's still it. It wears what it wants to wear. My thing is this: if it is gonna be it, then it don't wear nothing. let it hang. just let it be open. That's the it society. It don't need no clothes.
Wow.
Just throw a sheet around it.
That's a lot. But anyway, moving forward.
I mean, you've got to be realistic in an unrealistic world, because that's what we're living in. And I think that I said it earlier, and I'll say it now, is that I think that the world is going to die stuck on stupid. The world is going to die not even knowing if they're right or if they're wrong, when in actuality they know that they are wrong, because it had a mother and a father. So it identifies with father because it has the same components that father has. Or it has the same components that mother has. So it identifies with mother. So how is it going to say, oh, I got what daddy has, but I identify with mother?
Right.
It would never happen.
Right.
It would never work. I don't care what they look at. The world has gotten so tied up into, let's do something, just change. You changing too much.
Right.
You got other things to focus on besides changing the gender of a child. Now, if the child grows up and wants to be gay, then that's the child's prerogative. I feel to believe that's a prerogative of people. It's not right, but it's your prerogative to live your life the way you want to live and die the way you want to die. But not by non-choicing.
Yeah. To bring them up and
raise them up to know that you are a boy, you are a male, not to you're male, but if you want to be a girl, no.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing.
No, that's trouble. That's trouble, because now you've got I think somebody said on the post, now you got a serial killer on your hands. You've got a person who's so dejected from life, from the reality of life. They don't know whether they're going or coming. And somebody tell them the wrong thing and call them the wrong thing or say the wrong thing to them, they go off.
Right. I think at this point, parents don't understand that when you subject your child to that kind of stuff, when you send them into these schools, you have no idea what you're putting them in the midst of, because kids these days are not sensitive about anything.
Oh, no.
They say the first thing come to their mind. They start calling you lesbo. They, all kind of stuff.
I think that in the school, this is where it's starting, that they're accepting. They accept lesbians and gays more than they accept the straight people now. Because the lesbians, they don't tell him nothing. The straight kid, they telling him something about his face, his head, his feet, his shoes, his eyes. They talking bad about him. But the lesbians, see now, they know that you get suspended, you get da-da-da if you say something about this lesbian or this homosexual guy. Okay, about this gay guy. But if you see a straight one and something, they got a deformity, you can pick on them. Mm-hmm. Because ain't nothing gonna happen. Oh, I was just playing with him. But don't play with a gay.
Right. So what I was going to say is that you put them in this place to where now they become suicidal. Mm-hmm. And because they can't take the bullying or the teasing and being made fun of, then now they go home and they kill themselves, and then now you want to go back and blame the school, or you want to blame the other children for your child taking their life, but you are the one
who started this,
who subjected them to that. This is just a child. They, again, a child, 5 years old. I don't have a say-so in the matter.
How are you going to let a boy, go to school with a dress and makeup on? How are you going to let a girl go to school with boy pants on, hair cut short, with her breasts all taped up, pants sagging, and a hat turned backwards? How do you die? And you allow this. Oh, I just let them. It's a phase. No, it's not. It's a way. It becomes a way of life. And also now you've got so many television programs. Television is so suggestive. You got so many television programs that the children are gay. My question is, how is a child that has had no sex gay?
True. And I totally agree with you on that. There have been some good series. They start off good. I mean, real good. They have you on the edge of your seat and you're interested, and they go off for that season and they come back, and lo and behold, that next season they come back, they got to have a gay scene. They got to have two women or two men, and it's like, oh man, you just messed it up. You just messed up a completely good series. Now I'm no longer interested, because why? Even the cartoons now.
I was just about to say.
It's like, so everybody's not into that. So why are you trying to force this? Why are you pushing this gay and lesbian agenda on people? Why are you doing this? It's not, I don't think, to me, it doesn't sell.
Well, my question is, where are the real, quote unquote, Christians? Where are the true saints of God? The people who are the Bible toting, the Bible preaching, the Bible scholars, the ones who have studied the word and know the word and have supposedly lived by the word. Where are these people at?
You said it. Cowering behind whatever they can hide behind.
Well, no.
I think they are afraid to be out in the forefront because they don't want to be looked at as being the one who says something first. I think everybody's waiting on the next person, and then I'll jump on the bandwagon. But I don't want my face on the forefront of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be in the crowd, but I don't want to be the face of saying, hey, this is wrong.
Man, it used to be a time when being a homosexual was...
It was
taboo. That was the worst.
It was shameful.
That was the worst thing in the world.
I think it was shameful because back then they feared how people would receive them, or they feared how people would look at them. in a sense. So, and they stayed in the closet. It wasn't that they dressed flamboyant and they wasn't all out in the open with it. At one point, you could hardly tell who was and who wasn't, unless they did a certain movement or something. And you'd be like, oh, well, okay, whatever. But now, they done kicked open the barn gate. And it's too late. You can't call them back. It's just out there now. And so,
So it's interesting that you decided to put this on Matters of the Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a real heartfelt matter. I think that there's a lot of people who not just silently are struggling with the fact that, man, I grew up a man. Mm. And I grew up knowing men. And I grew up knowing real women. And now here I'm standing, I don't know who's the real and who's not. Even in their own family, they don't know who's real and who's not. Because everybody's going in opposite directions.
Yeah.
The left going right and the right going left.
Because society says it's okay.
Society. So if you believe in God, you stand in front of God, you're going to say, well, society said it was okay. Told me it was okay.
And he's going to say, what did my word say?
Well, my thing is this. The word gay in the old dictionary meant happy.
Mm-hmm.
So in the state that you're in, are you really happy? Are you really happy doing opposite of what you should be doing? Because it seems like you have many more problems than you started off with as being what you're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You have more problems trying to be a woman than actually being a woman. Mm-hmm. Or more problems trying to be a man than actually being a man.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the stuff you have to go through. I would say it would be easier just to be who you are.
Yeah, you got to tape down this. You got
to have surgery. You got to take pills for hormones. And it's too much.
You jacked up from start.
It's too much.
Oh, man. And these mad scientists that are cutting on people and doing all for $1. Because I heard that the surgery costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So for $1, I'll cut you up. I'll slice you. I'll dice you. I'll make you into
pretty.
I'll make you into anything you want to be. Mm-hmm. Just for a fee. So you got a lot of them around here who can't pay the fee, but they still looking the part, hoping that one day they're going to get the money. Now the sad thing would be if somebody comes up with a non-profit organization that does it for free.
Watch yourself.
We're going to do it for you for free.
They would never close.
The business going to be round
the clock, 7 days a week. They add an 8th day if they could. I mean, as far as the children are concerned, I think it's a shame that we do that and that we allow the sick-minded people to do this to children, because now, even at this young age, children still try to fit into what they know to be normal. Mm-hmm. And then, you have parents like this who say, no, you can't do this or you can't do that and you can't play this way. You got to play this way. It's crazy, so, but then when we talk about the older people, the adults who are living this, opposite life, some of them, I guess you would have to go back and find out and dig a little deeper to say what is the issue. Is for some, it's not just about this is what I want to be. Mm-hmm. Something may have happened, that caused them to turn to this way. And then you have some that's just, they feel like this is who they are. So I think on the next Matter of the Heart, we might dig in a little deeper on that.
I think we should. It's been good. Oh, wow.
Wow.
I got it.
Well, thank you for listening to Matters of the Heart. This is your host, M. Renee. And join us next time.
Yeah, join us next time, please.